There's a funny little thing about automations. They're invisible. They run in the background. And when something breaks, nobody knows about it. Software is different. Most people building with AI right now are creating workflows, triggers, actions, notifications, and yes, they work, but nobody can really see what's happening. Nobody can intervene when something goes wrong, and nobody wants to use it except the person who built it. That's the ceiling of automation. In this video, I'm going to show you what separates a hidden workflow from actual software that people really love to use. Examples you interact with every day. And by the end, you'll understand the 5 principles that make software great and how to apply them. So you're not just building things that run in the background, but you're building tools that create real experiences. If you want to learn how to build software like this, check out Stack Labs in the description, or if you want this built for your business, head to Foundana.com. Most automation builders today create something like this. A form that gets submitted, then data passes through multiple steps, something updates in a spreadsheet, and then an email goes out, maybe a Slack notification. The task gets done, but nobody can see what's happening. Nobody can intervene when it breaks, and nobody wants to touch it except the builder. It's scary. That's not software. That's a fragile chain of hidden steps. Now let's look at what great software actually looks like. Start with Google. One box, one button. You type in a question and you get back an answer. It works because it does one thing perfectly. Everything you need is right there, and it solves one crystal clear pain point. Finding information fast. Google could have cluttered the homepage with tools and widgets, but it didn't, because great software focuses on solving one really painful problem extremely well. If Google was just an automation, you'd email a question and get a PDF back. It would technically work, but nobody would use it as much, because great software isn't just about function, it's about the experience. That's principle 1. Do one thing perfectly. Now, look at Uber. Before Uber, getting a taxi was painful. We didn't really know it at the time, but it was. Phone calls, waiting, no visibility, cash payments. Uber turned that entire mess into a simple flow where you open the app, see cars nearby, tap a destination, and you're done. Everything happens in one place, from live driver tracking to payment and all your ride history. Solves one problem perfectly, getting from A to B without any hassle. Of course, the automation stuff, it's still there in the background, but all the complexity is hidden behind a simple user interface. That's principle 2. Put everything in one place. Now, on to Spotify. Before streaming music, it meant buying files, organizing folders, syncing devices, and hoping you had the right song at the time that you wanted it. Spotify removed all of that. You just open the app, search, and press play. It's instantly understandable, everything lives in one place, and it solves one pain point extremely well. Listening to music without friction. That's principle 3. Make it incredibly simple to use. Again, if Spotify were just automations, you'd email a song name, I don't know, and get a download link back. Nobody would use that, because great software doesn't just do the task, it makes the task disappear entirely. So why am I telling you this? Well, what do Google, Uber, and Spotify have in common? Well, they do one thing really well, everything happens in one place, and they're immediately understandable. They're built around real customer pain points, and the experience feels seamless from start to finish. These principles apply just as much to internal tools and client portals as they do to consumer apps, by the way. And here's the key difference. Automations work in the background. Software works for the user. An automation-only booking system processes the request, but the client can't see their booking. They can't reschedule or check status, and if something breaks, only you know why. A software version gives the client a portal where everything is visible, controllable, and updated in real time, while the automation still runs underneath. It just adds more on top. I see this quite a lot with companies I work with. Clients are constantly emailing, asking for project updates, and the team internally spend heaps and heaps of time on figuring out how to reply, what status updates are required, and what they need to communicate. You can build simple client portals on top of existing stuff, and those emails, they can drop to 0. This is because you don't need to ask for an update when you can see it right in front of you. This is the main mindset shift that founders and automators need to make. We're not building automations really anymore. We're building software instead that solves one problem well, puts everything in its place, and is simple to use. And as long as it's built around pain points and feels seamless, it's going to work. You don't need massive teams or budgets to do this, because with tools like Lovable, Supabase, and NA10, you can build software that feels polished in days and not months. And that's what we teach inside Stack Labs, my community for builders. Not just how to connect tools, but how to think like a product builder. If you want to go from hidden workflows to tools that people actually use, join us. Even though we can move super fast now, we still need to remember the principles of software development. So if you're interested, I can show you in this next video how software used to be built and why it was so slow and expensive, but what are the key takeaways that we need to understand when we start to build in the AI era. Click through and I'll see you there.